and welcome to our wedding Q&A. We are going to be answering all your questions that you asked us on Instagram ahead of our wedding day, which is coming up so soon.
So soon.
Literally weeks away now, which is absolutely mind-blowing.
It's just over a month.
Yeah.
It's all happening.
It is all happening. So we thought it'd be nice to sit down today and talk to you a little bit about why we're getting married on a cruise ship, the logistics of that, our sort of final thoughts and feelings ahead of the big day. And this is a bit of a part 2 from my video I shared last week, which goes into detail about the actual cruise, the itinerary, where we're going, what we're doing. The reason we are choosing to go on a 60-day world cruise was because we wanted to get married on board and have our honeymoon. And so we thought we'd share a bit of the backstory with you today. We have shared it briefly in other videos, but in case you're new and you've stumbled across us, hi, I'm Brogan.
I'm Benji.
We've been together almost 7 years.
Yep.
And we live in Bournemouth in the UK on the coast with our little dog Bonnie.
Who's just down there. You might be able to see her just down there.
A little bit there.
We've been together nearly 7 years, and on our 7th anniversary, on the day, is the day that we're getting married.
It is.
Off the coast of Australia.
This video is also very kindly sponsored by Readly, but more on them in a little bit. We wanted to give you the backstory, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Readly, and we're going to go into the questions. So if you're not already, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss all of our videos we'll be making and sharing.
And lots of videos.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Without further ado, let us share why we're getting married on a cruise ship.
So about a week before our first date, we matched on Tinder, and my first message to Brogan was, hey, me, you, New Zealand, a motorhome, and all the wine that we can drink.
Are you in?
Are you in?
5 years later, we get engaged and we're talking about where we want to have our honeymoon. And we talked about this idea of doing New Zealand. How cool would it be if we recreated this initial holiday that we envisioned?
I've been to New Zealand a couple of times. I've done it in a motorhome. I think it'd be an amazing trip that we'd both enjoy.
And we will do that one day. I wanted to do Australia too if we were going to go that far. So we looked at all the ways that we could logistically do it, all the internal flights.
Very expensive.
It became expensive. And we had done about 4 cruises at that point together. And we said, imagine if we just did a cruise and bopped between New Zealand and Australia.
That was like a complete, imagine, if we had infinite money, what would we do?
Yeah.
And that was the idea. Let's do a world cruise, thinking it was completely unattainable.
Yeah.
The more we looked into it, the more we were like, okay, we could make this work. We could make this work. The fact that we flew into Auckland, the fact that it was going to Australia, the fact that the 24th of February is our wedding day, that's a sea day, which means that we can legally get married at sea. The fact that the ship is a ship that we can, again, legally get married on, because a lot of the ships...
You can't do it on all of them, yeah.
No.
It wasn't too long. It logistically worked out in terms of leaving our house sitter and our dog and work, and we just thought, yeah, why not? Let's create an extended honeymoon, and then we may as well get married on board. We did talk about having the legal ceremony here, and we never wanted a big wedding. We did go and do a few venues. Shows, yeah. We showed that and filmed that actually, but
just didn't enjoy them.
We didn't. It wasn't for us. We felt like we were putting on a big party that we just didn't care for and didn't want.
You kept on starting off small, and then you kept on adding to it, and then it just becomes this big full wedding that we don't want.
So it just made so much sense to us, and I think I heard a quote recently that was like, the life you choose to live only needs to make sense to you, and we have always done what we felt is right for us in terms of every big decision we've ever made in our relationship, and we've never tried to feel influenced or pressured by society's expectations or the things our friends and family want us to do. Yeah. And so for us, we were so excited by this concept and idea that we could get married on the ship and be on our honeymoon immediately, and everything would be sorted for us, the stress would be taken away, and then we're having a party when we come home, which we'll talk about in a bit.
It comes down to what a wedding or what marriage means to you, doesn't it?
In the last 2 years of planning this, we have spent a lot of time researching, looking at cruise magazines, wedding magazines, and we're going to need some entertainment while we're on board. So that leads us perfectly on to talking to you a little bit about Readly, who are today's sponsor. I absolutely love Readly. I have done for years. I am a paying customer, and Readly is a magazine subscription app that allows you to read magazines, newspapers, articles. There is so much in this, and it's perfect perfect for downtime, or if you're traveling, you can actually download titles, which is going to be perfect for when we're traveling, of course. So I've got lots downloaded that I enjoy. There are so many titles, whatever your hobbies, your interests, I guarantee there'll be something for you. One account can have up to 5 profiles. So I have my family and Benj. Obviously this is a digital app, so you are clutter free. It only takes up virtual space and it's eco-friendly, so good for the environment. If I just show you some of my favorite magazines, you can see this is the Discover homepage where I have my new issues and recommended for me across here. But if you go across to my content, these are some of my favorites. So I have everything from cooking, home, women's health, and World of Cruising is one of my favorites. Obviously I've got a new one to enjoy, but what I love is they actually have a back catalogue of old editions, and I love another part is that you can actually bookmark different areas of magazines and articles. I recently saved a whole section on Australia, and there were some tips in here because we are going to Sydney, Brisbane, and lots of different places in Australia. But I also had a section in this wedding journal about a photographer's shot list, which I thought would be perfect for us. But another thing I love is that when you actually look into a magazine, you can read it portrait or landscape, which is brilliant. When you're in the magazine, you can actually zoom in, which is amazing. You can click on the links, they are all clickable, and you can search for titles. So I've mentioned this before, but Benji loves golf, so if we were to search for golf magazines for him, they all come up. This is another one of my favorites, Your Hampshire and Dorset Wedding, because I love seeing how people style their dresses, and Cosmo is another strong favorite of mine. Oh, I've missed that one from October. I'm going to read that. So if you haven't already and you'd like to try Readly, you can actually use my exclusive link to get 2 months for free. You can cancel at any time, just click the link below and that will give you the chance to go and enjoy it. So there we go. You love Readly as well, don't you?
I do. Yours? I get my golf fix from there. I get my men's fitness. I get my a lot of recipes from there.
Yeah.
My 442 magazine. So
yeah,
I'm a very
brilliant.
Happy boy.
Love it. We pretty much answered this, but what made you decide to have your wedding on a cruise? I think the only thing I was going to just add is that we have fallen in love with cruising so much. We have worked with Pinot Cruises, but we're not working with them for this trip. We love being on the ocean. We love that feeling of exploring the world together, starting our marriage on that same day, being out at sea. We just couldn't think of anything more us.
It all just makes perfect sense to us.
It makes sense to us.
Why doesn't everyone do it? I don't
some
understand.
people don't get it, but we're like, why wouldn't you do this? This is perfect. Will you be having a party with family and friends when you're home, and will you wear your dress?
I won't be wearing Brogan's dress. Brogan will be wearing her dress, but we will be having a party.
Your suit as well.
I will do.
Yes.
If I haven't spilt beans down it or whatever on the ship.
Let's hope not. The party came about because we wanted to have a sit-down lunch for our closest family. There'll be 17 of us for lunch, and we're having it in the same venue that we're then transforming into our evening party.
People like aunties, grandparents, people like that wouldn't necessarily come to like a big evening thing.
We've already done the seating plan and we're looking forward to having a nice meal with everyone together. So much less pressure, no top tables. Then in the evening we're having around 60, 70 guests to join us to raise a glass and dance the evening away with us.
A little boogie.
Yeah, kind of like the reception, I guess.
Yeah.
To you both, why is it important that you get married? Asking because I'm unsure if I ever want to. Making that commitment together, I think, just sort of takes our relationship to that next level. It bonds us. It makes us a unity, like a family. I'll be taking Benji's surname. And I think there's a lot of value in being a team in that way and calling you my husband.
It's really personal though. Like, if you don't want to get married, don't get married.
No.
Also, you'll know. You'll meet the right person, and then you'll feel that little warm buzz that you get inside. Some people have it, they get married, or even before they get married, they get that buzz about having children, or when they first feel that they want to buy a house together. Don't get married because everyone else gets married. Get married because you want to get married and you're with the right person and you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. Like,
yeah, I don't think marriage is for everyone. I don't think kids are for everyone. No. I don't think everyone should buy a house if that's not for you. Like, I think society puts these expectations and pressures on us as individuals and as couples.
To do things the right way.
Yeah, or a certain way.
There is no normal, there is no status. You just do.
You just got to do what's right for you.
Yeah.
How are you both feeling ahead of the wedding?
Buzzing.
Yeah, buzzing.
I cannot explain it. It's like we're going on 100 holidays all at once.
Yeah, we've done the whole thing together, every step, and it has felt so exciting and fun.
Yeah, I think the only thing that is going to be, not a surprise, but you know what I mean, that we haven't done together is our vows.
Yes.
Which we've written, and then that's going to be like a little
the only surprise
piece from me to use.
Yeah. And then these are similar questions. What has been your favourite part about planning your wedding? And has the wedding planning been more or less stressful than you originally thought?
For the wedding or for the honeymoon? It's hard because this is one
They're
thing.
blended, yeah.
I've loved watching loads of little vlogs about what to do in Singapore, what to do in Sydney, what to do in Auckland. Dress shopping and suit shopping and like trying to find my shoes. Doing it together and us constantly talking about what we want and what we're looking for and helping mould the day together. I think that's been my favourite.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed wedding planning. I expected it to be a lot more stressful, especially when some things were going to be out of our control. But it's been way more exciting and interesting for me. I've really felt that pressure straight off my shoulders, and I think a lot of people tell you that wedding planning is so stressful but the best day of your life, etc. But for me, these last 2 years have been an amazing build-up of thinking about the day, how we make it special, what it looks like, and talking about it. And that build-up was exactly like when we planned our engagement.
We don't have the stress of trying to impress people, looking after everyone's needs and worrying about fish, chicken, vegetarian, kind of things like that.
Is everyone happy? Is everyone hot or cold or enjoying themselves or any? Yeah, it's none of that. How do you both feel about it being just the two of you on the big day?
I think we've kind of covered it. To me, a wedding is the start of the marriage. It's us two.
It's the vows and the commitment we're making together. And I appreciate that some people will want their friends and family with them making that commitment. And I understand that that's what people assume and think of. But for us, although we appreciate and want our family to support our relationship and to be a big part of our life, we are entering this marriage together. And yes, of course, the people that are in our life are important, but the actual commitment, the words we say, the ceremony, the vows, that bit is about us.
It's a promise between me to you.
Yeah.
And whether we've got friends or family in the room, or whether they're in the next room, or whether they're in the other side of the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They know that we love each other and that we've made that promise to each other of loving each other forever.
Yeah.
They don't need to see it. Like, well, we're not lying. I promise we did get married.
I really like the idea of just being the two of us. Like Benj said, like no pressure to worry about anybody else. And I hear a lot of stories out people on their wedding day don't actually see or spend any time with their partner because they're socialising and speaking to everybody else. And I know that some couples carve out time after the ceremony and before the food or whatever to have like 15 minutes together. And in my head I was thinking, what? Like, that's not enough. We've got the whole day. Like, it's our day. That leads me nicely on to the next questions, which were, how did you get past not having your family there? We've considered something similar. And are you feeling any guilt for not getting married around loved ones? We are feeling this. So a lot of people that are feeling the same.
The thing that makes it easiest is our family have been amazing.
They've been really supportive, yeah.
Because we've spoken about it for a few years now, and before we got engaged, we've put across our views of what a wedding and a marriage means to us, and what's important to us, and they love us and they want us to be happy.
It's that communication, isn't it? It's about making sure that they understand why you're doing it. I think
it's not that we don't want them there. It's just that we want to do it together.
Yeah. We've been very lucky that none of our parents or close relatives or friends or family have put any pressure on expecting or wanting us to have a wedding day, a traditional one, and that the party was a nice compromise and that we're still spending quality time with them. It just doesn't look like a stereotypical wedding.
We've involved them in the lead up as well. So both of our mums went to your dress fitting. My mum was there when we picked out my wedding suit. At each step of the process, like, we have chats with them. We'll talk about the wedding and what we're planning, and we get excited together. So I feel like they feel like they're with us.
I think once they see the day and see the pictures and see how happy we are, I think it will all make sense, yeah. Honestly, I don't feel any guilt.
Why would we? It's our wedding.
Yeah. If we flip it and my mum said, I want to go and get married on a cruise ship, I'd be like, yeah, do whatever makes you happy. It's your wedding day. So I think if you role reverse it like that, and they said the same to us, of course
same with any friends
anyone.
As well.
Yeah. This leads nicely on to the next one, which was, what have you planned to make your loved ones at home feel included? We talked about this a lot because we didn't know how to make them feel included when they're obviously not going to be there. We did talk about live streaming it so they could see it. I don't know.
Personal live stream.
Yeah, not for a public, but just so they could
come up on Twitch and watch our wedding.
Oh no, we did talk about that, but we have actually bought them a gift each. If you're our family members, i.e. my mum, Benji's mum, Benji's dad, please just skip forward because it's going to be a total spoiler. But we have bought them a champagne bottle with a box that says the levers on it, which is really cute.
Yeah.
And
so they can raise a glass for us.
Yeah, on the day. And I have cards for all 3 of the parents so that I can write them a personal note. That's what we've thought of so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not really too much we can do other than that.
No.
Have either of you bought each other a wedding present?
I bought you a wedding present 2 years ago. And you've got on. There you go. Shiny!
Obviously, Benji bought my engagement ring. I wanted to give you a wedding present, and I don't expect or want a wedding present back because I got the ring, obviously. So we bought you a watch, didn't we? So we bought a really beautiful Breitling watch.
Yeah, we bought it in Bicester Village in like an outlet.
It was a good price. It's gorgeous. Benji's never had a really nice watch, and whenever we go to events or date nights, we've always said that we'd get him something nice, and so I think we've chosen really nicely.
I think it will look really nice.
We'll show you
it suits
after
me
he
as
gets
well.
it. I'm going to answer the rest of the questions solo because otherwise this video will be so long, so I'm going to whiz through some of them for you. So, will getting married on the ship be legal? And the answer is yes. You can only legally get married on 4 of P&O Cruises ships. You can do ceremonies and vow renewals and things on board some of their other ships, but the reason that it's legal is just down to where the ship is registered and how it's recognised in the UK. I'll leave a link to P&O Cruises Ceremonies at Sea website page so you can learn a little bit more. They have packages for just the 2 of you, and then you pay the legal fees on top, and then they have packages if you are having guests as well. Who will be your witnesses when you get married on the ship? I don't know yet. I know that we will have some sort of entertainment manager who could possibly be a witness. I don't know how many you're meant to have, but yes, someone will do it for us, so it's no problem. Are you having any hairstyle trials before you go for ideas? Do they do your hair on board? Yes, there is a gorgeous salon, cruise ships and hairdressers and hairstylists that work on board cruises typically have great training and understanding of sort of updos and styles that you would see for formal nights. So actually I'm really excited to work with someone in the salon. I am going to do a trial just because if I don't like how it looks and feels for a couple of days, then we can tweak it. But my actual hairdresser here at home has done it for me as well. So I did have an idea, and I've got pictures to show them, and I have some inspiration pictures from Pinterest, but I am doing a trial just a couple of days before, so my hair will be nice in Sydney, and then they're going to redo it for me obviously on the wedding day. I'm also getting my nails done on board, and you can also do makeup, but I'm doing my own makeup. What perfume did you go for in the end? So I have got Penhaligon's A Balm of Calm. I can't even explain it to you, but I think it's lavender and sandalwood. It's very sexy and made me feel very grown up. It's really nice and I love it. So that's mine, and Benji has another Penhaligon's one which is called, I think it's Endymion from memory, but that's what we went for. We went to Bicester Village and we did the stores in London, and we tried lots and we let them sit on us. We got samples and it was a really fun experience actually. Are you and Benji getting ready in the same room, or has P&O got a separate room for you? So we are both getting ready in the same room, but they did offer us a separate room. They have them available, so they did say if we wanted to be separate they can do that, but we have done everything together up until this point, and I really want Benj in the room with me while I'm doing my hair and makeup. He'll probably just, you know, be relaxing. We'll be playing our own playlist that we've put together. I'll go to the hair salon on my own, but then the rest together. This leads me nicely on to the next one, which is what else do you have planned for the day apart from the ceremony? So we have thought about this, and we're not too precious on timings, but we have thought about the actual day and what it looks like, considering we're not going to be spending any time with people. So this is what we've put together, an order of the day. We're going to start with breakfast in the cabin, maybe breakfast in bed kind of thing, champagne breakfast. We're going to the spa for an hour just to relax because we love doing that on a ship. I will go to the hair salon and get my hair done. I want that done first before I do makeup. Then we'll have lunch together in the cabin. Then I'm going to do my makeup, which I'm doing myself, and then we'll start getting ready and doing some photos. The ceremony is not until 3:30, so we chose the latest time possible because the ceremony itself is only going to be about 20-30 minutes at the most, not even that. We wanted it to be late in the afternoon so that we could then do some photos, cutting the cake. We also are going to do photos later at night at like 8 o'clock for sunset. Then we're going to have dinner in Ocean Ocean Grill, which is one of their specialty restaurants, and then we're going to have our first dance. We haven't quite decided where we're going to do the first dance, but they do have a really lovely dance floor, and I'm sure we can request a song. If not, we'll just do one in the cabin together. We're not precious on having it in this order and definitely doing these things, but that's how it's currently looking. Have you got a getting ready playlist for the wedding day? If so, what are some of the songs? Yes, we do. We have put songs on from musicals we love, just some of our favourite songs, obviously, Disney parades, anything that sparks a memory or makes us feel good. We've got things like Earth, Wind and Fire, September. We've just got some like boppy tunes that are gonna get us in the groove, you know? So it's gonna be good. Have you got your wedding music sorted? So apart from the playlist, we do also have music for when we're signing the certificate and when we leave, and then our first dance. So we have a few different songs for that. And yes, we have it all sorted, and we've got it on a USB stick, which feels really old school, but apparently that's the easiest way for them to just plug it in for us. Are you both writing your own vows? Yes, we are. So we'll have the pre-done vows that the captain will get us to say, and then we are gonna just read vows to each other. And I recently bought, haven't showed them yet because I only just recently bought them, little books that say his vows and her vows on them. So we're gonna handwrite them out and then read them to each other. And like Benji said, that's the only thing that's gonna be a complete surprise to each other. How excited are you to see a ring on Benji's finger? So excited. I can't believe it. I can't believe he is gonna be my husband. I honestly pinch myself every day. I tell him, oh my gosh, I can feel myself getting emotional. I tell him how much I love him every day. I feel so blessed to have met such an amazing man and be marrying my best friend and my soulmate. And I think if you've watched Benji and I even for, you know, a few months or a few weeks, it doesn't matter, you can totally tell that we are absolutely smitten and we feel like a great team. And yeah, the ring on his finger is just gonna feel like, I don't know, like we've leveled up a bit. I don't know how to describe that other than it's sexy, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of excited. Yes, I'm very excited. What's the plan for the wedding cake? So we have ordered a plain Victoria sponge, vanilla, very basic, white icing. This is gonna have very minimal decoration. We want it as plain as possible, and then we have a cake topper that says Mr. and Mrs. Lever. You know those birthday cakes you get in like the boxes in the supermarket? I kind of wanted something like that. You know how they taste so good. I didn't want anything too fancy, not tons of flavours. They did give us a couple of options, but yeah, we just wanted vanilla, sponge, white. Great. Will you be having a special evening meal on the wedding day? And as I said, yes, we don't know what the meal is yet because it depends on what the menu is at the time. So I'm sure if we go down to the restaurant a few days before, they'll let us know what's on the menu. I don't really mind what we eat, but in my head I'm thinking maybe like a steak dinner or a fish dinner or something like that. Not pasta, not pizza, not burgers, you know, just something a little more formal. But yeah, that'd be lovely. Any personal touches to your day that you're really excited about? The music is definitely exciting to me because we've got some really lovely songs that mean a lot to us, but we also have a tiny little figurine of Bonnie that's going to sit next to the white cake. So that's the only other thing that's going to go with the cake is Bonnie. Will you have a photographer on board? Yes, we will. The photographer is literally coming on board to shoot our wedding and leave again. So she's going to be on board for a few days. We had the chance to email her and speak to her, and she was so lovely. We sent her over some ideas for what we like and our kind of style. I'm really excited to show you the pictures, but we won't have a videographer, just a photographer. How much of the wedding will you be sharing? Very excited for you both. We haven't quite figured this out yet because we are doing this for us and it's our special day and we are purposely eloping. It doesn't feel right to us to share and vlog the whole day. I do not want to be on filming mode or storytelling brain where I'm thinking about what the last thing was that I vlogged. So we will get loads of little clips. Maybe we'll put together a short montage, or maybe we'll film after the wedding day and just talk to you about what it was like and how it went. I don't envision us sharing our vows or the actual ceremony part. Maybe there'll be, like I said, some B-roll and montage, but a lot of it I do want to keep for us. I hope you understand. When you found your wedding dress, did you know it was the one straight away? Yes, I did. I knew straight away, and I have filmed that whole thing, so you will see that. At the end of February, after the wedding day, beginning of March, you'll see a whole video on the journey to getting the dress, the rejects that I chose not to have, even down to like the ones I looked at on the website first, and my body image and confidence, and just the journey to becoming a bride, and the pressures that come on us to look and feel a certain way, looking our best version of ourselves, and how the dress has been tailored and tweaked to be perfect for me. It's been an amazing experience. I've really loved it. I went to a bridal store called Chameleon in Bournemouth, and they are wonderful. I would recommend them highly, and Sophie, my bridal consultant, has made the experience wonderful too. So currently my dress is with the seamstress, having some final bits done on it, which you will see that whole thing soon. Are you having any kind of hen party? And if you've watched my previous Q&As, you'll know I was umming and ahhing, but ultimately I felt like my gut was no. And as time has gone on, the longer it's gone on, the more sure I felt in this decision, and the answer is no. I chose not to have a hen do. I didn't want one. I don't have bridesmaids, and I do not regret that decision at all. And I was worried that the closer that it got and the less time I was having to have an opportunity to have one, I would still be in this umming and ahhing, but actually it's been the opposite. I felt really content, and I'm going to be a bridesmaid next year, and we're currently trying to plan the hen do, and honestly I found it really stressful. I don't want my friends to be in a position that they're spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds to come and do something that they maybe didn't particularly want to do, and so I would rather just spend quality time with each of them, and I'd love them all to come to the wedding party, and that suits me perfectly. So don't want a hen do, no. What is the thing that you're most excited about for your wedding day? I'm most excited to get ready, see Benj in his suit, make the commitment together, like the vows to each other, and just having a really relaxing, special day. And the last one said, no question here, just wanted to wish you both all the luck and hope you have the best day. Thank you so much. It was so sweet to read all your questions and see your excitement, and so many of you have been unbelievably supportive. So just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It really is exciting and magical and special, and yeah, getting married is such a huge part of my life. I know a lot of you have been here for the last 10-12 years, and I can't believe I'm about to enter my 30s and be married and be in such an amazing place in my life, and I do not take that for granted at all. And your support and kindness and love is honestly so appreciated. You have no idea. When we look at the comments on our posts, when I read my DMs, they are full of so much love, and I feel like I've got so many nice friends. So the next videos are going to be packing vlogs. There'll be another home vlog as well, and then before you know it, we will be flying on off. Thank you again. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye.